Hi, welcome back to another Heather Mac Reacts. Today we have just one story with several updates, and it looks freaking nuts. So, buckle up, y'all. I feel like it's gonna be a bumpy ride. If you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe because I post 5 times a week, every single week. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into this first part of this story. This says, am I the a-hole for telling my sister I won't be her surrogate? No, you're not. And we could just end this right here because how can anyone tell you that you have to carry a child, let alone somebody else's child? I will say this once, I will say this a million times. I get to decide to do what I want to do with my body. And if you think that's not true, then you're just wrong. There is just no room for argument here, in my opinion. Let's get into the story. Excuse my errors in etiquette. I'm not a frequent to Reddit. My friend suggested I use a throwaway account to make this post. Please be gentle, blah, blah, blah. I, Celeste, 30 female, have an identical twin sister. We'll call her Stacy for the sake of the story. Our mother unfortunately passed in child labor and we were raised by our father. Stacy has been married to Jeff for 8 years. I have been in a relationship with Mike for 3 years now. One thing I've always known about my sister is that she wanted to be a mom. Even when we were children, she was always thinking about wedding ideas, nursery themes, baby names, etc. I was always more focused on books and having fun. I am now a flight attendant. I am also attempting to become a published author. Hey, girl, you could just publish yourself, sweetheart. My sister has not worked ever, honestly. When we graduated high school, we went straight to college. She met her boyfriend in college, and once she graduated, became a stay-at-home girlfriend until she became his wife. Oh, where are they? Mayday, mayday. Stay-at-home girlfriends? I think stay-at-home wife is a bit sketchy. Stay-at-home girlfriend? There's not even a marriage certificate and I'm paying you to stay home. Oh, okay. I have known for a while that my sister has been attempting to become pregnant unsuccessfully. She has experienced a single miscarriage and has been unable to become pregnant again after thousands and thousands of dollars being spent on IVF and pretty much anything they could do because she wanted to experience pregnancy. After 5 years of no success, they have started to discuss other options. My sister isn't interested in adoption and is very adamant on having a child that has both of their DNA, her words, not mine. About 3 weeks ago, she came to my house and we were hanging out as we usually do, just chatting and watching Modern Family. Literally one of my favorite shows of life. Modern Family and The Big Bang Theory are two shows that if I haven't seen every episode, I've seen I've seen all the other episodes 3 times each. She told me she had a serious question and needed to ask me while she still had her nerves. It scared me, but she asked if I could be her surrogate. I was frozen for a second and asked what she meant. She told me that I know what a surrogate was. She needed me to be her surrogate. I expressed that she knew that I wasn't interested in having children. This could definitely be due to how we came into this world, but I'll be honest and say I have never found the thought of having children appealing in any way. I told her that I would have zero issue with donating my eggs to her. However many she needed, she could have them all, but I could not carry her child. Let's just stop here. She's a flight attendant. She literally can't carry her child and work for the entirety of her pregnancy. She would have to stop at what, like, what's the cutoff, like 28 weeks or something, 27 weeks, something in the 20s. They don't want you to fly anymore. I can't remember because I was not interested in flying anywhere anytime soon when I was pregnant. But I mean, that's just one little tiny way in which this does not work with her life at all. No, no. Upon hearing that, she became so angry. Her face was so red, and she was just yelling about how it's obvious how jealous and hateful I am because this is a small task. I understand that you've never been pregnant before, but you probably have at least 2 fucking brain cells to rub together up there that would tell you that pregnancy is not a fucking small task. First of all, bitch, even if you knew nothing about the woes of being pregnant, you would know that it's 9 months of your life dedicated to keeping another being alive. And because you're trying to keep this other being alive, extra medical things like to pop the fuck up, like high blood pressure and high blood sugar and all kinds of other bullshit, freaking protein in your urine. It's bullshit. And all these things are just caused by pregnancy. The small task of pregnancy. That one pissed me off. I didn't want to bring it to her attention that she has always spoke about having more than 4 kids. Would the expectation be for me to do this every time? I don't know. I'm starting to feel so bad. She ended up telling me that if I couldn't do this one thing for her, how could I ever call myself her sister? Last I heard, all 3 of my siblings still call me sister, and I ain't carrying kids for them anytime soon. It's not a small task. It doesn't make her not your sister. It is not in the rule book that if you're freaking related to someone by blood that you have to carry their child. No, that is not written anywhere there, crackhead. Broke a picture of us I have sitting on my mantle and stormed out. Oh, so she's also a big fat baby. Okay, cool. Since then, she's only texted me pictures of her diaries from when we were kids and all of their vision boards saying that I'm stopping her from creating a family for no reason and to think about the bigger picture. My boyfriend refuses to give me advice, saying it's my sister and he doesn't feel comfortable attempting to sway me in either direction because it's such a touchy subject. Honestly, this is the longest I've ever gone without communicating with my sister, and I am seriously on the verge of giving in. No, giving into what? She's trying to make you have her baby. That's freaking nuts. That is so coercive, so manipulative, so diabolical, so dirty, so deceiving. Bitch, I'm not gonna donate almost a whole goddamn year. Let me tell you something. Being a surrogate does not just mean that bloop, now you're pregnant. Now it's 9 months of shit that you have to deal with. No. There's months of shots and hormones and tests and procedures and blood work to be done before you can even be pregnant and then start your 9-month journey. This fucking asshole. Edit, I am reading all the comments and I want to say thank you so much. I feel so much better knowing I'm not the villain, but I would be lying if I said I am not leaning towards just doing it. This disconnect with my sister brings me immense discomfort in ways I cannot verbally express, but I see 2 frequent questions I want to answer to hopefully get different answers. And this is why she's not talking to you, because she knows it'll make you feel uncomfortable and you'll eventually bend to her will. You're literally doing the thing. Anyway, 1, money. My mother did not die of natural causes. It was provider error. My father sued the hospital, and my sister and I have sizable trusts with that money. So money is not an issue for either of us, and her husband is financially well off as well. So not working for 9 months or paying for the egg retrieval process, etc., isn't an issue in any way. It's more so her stubbornness for the baby to share our DNA and for one of us to be carrying it. Oh, fuck right off, sister. Stacy. 2, since we're identical, if she can't have a baby, how can I? Her lack of being able to have a child is due to a car accident we were in, which is also the source of the miscarriage she experienced. Due to her being in the front seat with our father, they took the brunt of the crash, unfortunately. Her body is now unable to carry a child, and she has had extreme complications with egg retrieval. I'm not sure about the details of how that has gone wrong, just that it is not working and not an option. It is harder to get her to discuss non-viable options, so I can gain a better understanding. 3, doctors will not allow me to surrogate due to me not having a child. Thank you so much for this information. We have a family dinner this upcoming Thursday because we always watch football with our dads and significant others. I'm sure this topic will come up if she decides to attend. I'm hoping I can bring this up to her. Yeah, no, see? You're not even going to be allowed to do this because it's so absolutely fucking absurd. Oh, the first part of this has already pissed me off, and I promise y'all, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek here. I went to this person's profile and I pulled every one of these stories and the updates, etc. Now, in between the second and third update was a post that has been deleted, but I can still read the title. But the post has been deleted and I could see a couple comments, but I'm going to let you know what the title was. Ready? Brother-in-law is stalking me. So, if you think we've heard the last of these fuckers, you're wrong. Let's see the comments on this story first, and then we can pop over to update one. Most doctors would refuse to allow you to be a surrogate as you've not previously had children. She'll be hard-pressed to find one that would, not to mention she's asking her sister to sacrifice her body and potentially her life to fulfill her dream. I mean, yeah, we didn't talk about the fact that giving birth, being pregnant, giving birth to a child is like physically challenging and it's dangerous, and people die all the time because of complications due to medical birth. Like your mother, sister Stacy. I'm sorry if I have a Stacy in the audience because I'm gonna hate on your name for the rest of this video. I apologize. It's not you, it's them. That's not fair at all. If she can afford IVF, she can afford a surrogate, not the a-hole. Next says, I'd also add that her losing her temper in this way screams she's not stable enough to enter this sort of relationship with, not the a-hole. Next said she did it to manipulate her sister. If she has a kid, she'll manipulate its whole life to watch her vision boards, to match her vision boards. And last says, and that we're sisters argument goes both ways. If she loved OP as a sister, she would accept her decision. Exactly. But Stacy only cares about herself. So that's that. Let's get into the next update. So I promised an update tomorrow, but my dad actually ended up calling me while I was hanging out and told me to come over for dinner yesterday night so we could talk. I wanted to start by saying thank you so much for all the comments and advice. Some of you were jerks to not only me, but my sister and boyfriend as well. I still appreciate the help. I didn't even ask about when my dad called. I figured he had spoken to Stacy. Based on comments, I know you guys won't be happy, but I spoke with my boyfriend about where his head was if I go forward with it. He told me that he loved me and would support me through any and everything, but he would not continue to sit by while my sister made me feel like trash. And if I was doing this under coercion, he would not be able to support me, which I honestly completely understand. I mean, yeah, I mean, somebody needs to stand up for your morals if you can't. When we went over to my dad's for dinner, my sister and brother-in-law were already there. I spoke to them both when we walked in, but only my sister replied. My brother-in-law gave me the most disgusting look and greeted my boyfriend only. Fuck you. My dad sat us down at the table and there was just this awkward silence and tension I could cut with a butcher knife. He said, somebody talk. We need to get this resolved before the game tomorrow night. Literally my husband. My dad loves football, LOL. I started off the conversation by telling her that I did some research and on top of my initial concerns, I now had a few more and needed to know exactly what she needed from me. I first asked her what being a surrogate would look like. She just said, are you agreeing to it? When I told her no, I just needed more details, she broke down crying. I asked her if she knew that a doctor would deny me from being a surrogate given that I've never successfully carried a child to term. And she said she knew that and she would just send my brother-in-law to a center of excellence. We can pretend we're a couple. And once I'm successfully inseminated, then I would request a transfer from that provider to her OBGYN for the continuation of care. Wow, what a shisty bitch. She had this whole fucking elaborate scheme. So not only does she want you to be pregnant against your will and have a baby against your will, but she also wants you to lie about it and keep up this whole freaking farce for the first whatever until you're pregnant. Ew, wow, what a... I don't like Stacy at all. My father intervened and said that asking me to do something a doctor wouldn't sign off on was a terrible way to attempt to begin motherhood. You could tell he wasn't on board with any of it, but didn't want to pick a side. He asked her why she was so uncomfortable with the idea of a surrogate, and that's when my brother-in-law interjected injected, and said, "Don't try to berate my wife with these stupid questions. Talk to your selfish bitch of a daughter about why she can't help her sister." Excuse the goddamn motherfucking shit out of me, you son of a bitch. Who the fuck do you think you are? Oh, Heather's jumping octaves. Selfish bitch. Bitch, how about you carry the fucking baby? You fucking turd. Oh my god. Ugh. That immediately shifted the mood. My boyfriend started to yell at him for calling me a bitch. My dad told him he could not disrespect his daughters in his home. Everything just went up in flames. My sister was crying, asking me to do her this favor. No, fuck no. Fuck no now. Fuck the fuck no. Oh, are you kidding me? Practically begging, I told her that if I could trade places with her, I would, but I was scared and just didn't want to die. I think that was the first time I had ever said that out loud, ever. We couldn't get more solved after that. My dad asked my brother-in-law to leave because he couldn't control himself and refused to apologize. Once more, fuck the fuck off, brother-in-law. When he was walking out, my sister told him she would meet him in the car and asked me to come and talk to her on the porch, just the two of us, so she can manipulate you in private. Got it. I went out with her and she apologized for her husband calling me a bitch and said that they were just on edge and it's been stressful. I told her that she shouldn't apologize for him and that we'd figure something out. She asked me to reconsider and just kept saying, "You don't get it, you don't understand." When I pressured her for more, she admitted that her in-laws made a cruel joke at one of their dinners recently about how she was a murderer, referring to the child she lost. Oh, so he comes from a long line of fucking assholes. If that don't explain it, I don't know what the fuck would. Assholes. She said she asked him why he didn't stand up for her when they made the joke, and he said because it was true. He made some weird comments about her not being able to make up for it and how he was so excited to see what their child would look like and how he would never be able to look into a child and see pieces of them both. So she had the idea of me carrying the child and he was super on board. Ew, because he probably would substitute her for you too, you weirdo. But the way she said it was like he planted a seed and she seems to believe that it was her idea. She said she hadn't seen him that excited since the baby and she just needed my help to get everything back to normal. I tried to explain to her that nothing would ever be normal again and that she was trying to do the wrong thing. Do y'all want to bet that he's going to be like, let's save some IVF money and I'll just impregnate her myself? What's the difference? Ew, 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 shiesty motherfucker. Oh, I hate this. I hate him. I thought I hated Stacy, but ooh, brother-in-law just brings out this vicious acidic hate in me. Fuck that guy. But he just started blaring the horn, rushing her to the car, and she said she'd call me later. I feel like I may lose my sister, but now I am not even willing to donate my eggs for her to have a baby with him. I took your guys' advice and looked up the egg donation process and wow, not at all what I expected. I want her to divorce him. I am never going to help her procreate with that man. I genuinely think I'd be a surrogate for her to be a single mom before I'd ever allow her to place his child in me or take my eggs or even create a child with him. I had no clue that his family was pushing so much guilt onto her. I have literally been jumping at my phone every time it rings because I know she'll be calling soon and I'll have to tell her that. I'm terrified I'll lose my sister, but I can't and won't do this. Probably won't update anymore. But thanks for all the help. I'll probably create my own Reddit now because I'm kind of obsessed with this site, lol. Girl, you ain't going nowhere. We got 2 more updates. Okay. That was fucking heavy. That was also fucking bullshit. I am so glad OP has stiffened up that spine and tipped up that chin because fuck this guy and honestly fuck your sister still, even though she's being manipulated, blah, 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 blah. Still, at what point do you stop and say, my twin sister who I've been with my whole fucking life, is this fair to her? Hopefully sister will come around and I can take Stacy off the naughty list. But as of right now, she's still shit too. Let's see what the comments say. What a manipulative bastard he is. Your sister should divorce and stay away from her in-laws. No wonder that man is that way. He needs therapy ASAP. Next says, OP showing some healthy backbone, about which there was some doubt in the first post. Assuming this is real, it's a super stressful situation, but she appears to be rising to the occasion. Assholes seems like an inadequate word to describe sister's husband and his family. Last says, who the hell thinks being a surrogate is a small ask? Exactly. I'm sorry, I'm not forgiving sister just because she's being manipulated, because she has a hand in this as well. Maybe he has a bigger hand in this, but she has a hand in this as well. It's a small ask. What? He is so nice. I'd stop talking to my sister myself if I had one, and she thought it was my duty to be her incubator, and a man has no right to even say what women should be willing to do. This whole thing is insane. But it's sort of written like I believe it. Anybody else like believing this, or are you guys thinking it's not real? Let me know. We're about halfway through. Let me know in the comments if you think this is a true story or you think this is just some Reddit bullshit. Either way, we're gonna finish it out, but I would like to know what you think at this point. Let's get on to the next update. I know I said I wouldn't update anymore, but so much has happened and I can't explain the weird relief I feel typing my madness onto this website. My friend did say that I could just have this Reddit page, which relieves so much stress because Lord knows I wouldn't have made one if I had to do it myself. I had to watch a YouTube on how to properly use this site and what some of the things mean because people kept commenting that I was karma farming. That's neither here nor there. On to the update. A lot of you suggested that I be more careful around my brother-in-law for fear that he would become violent. I did not listen, and I kick myself now for not doing so. I thought I knew my family well enough, and this was just a bump in the road. How extremely naive of me. My stomach is like dropping to the ground. What the fuck is about to happen here? Oh my God. My sister called me back the next morning, the day after he called me a bitch. I unfortunately missed the call because I was in the shower. When I called back, no answer. It was a normal day until we got to my father's house that night for football. Kickoff had just happened when my sister walked in. She asked my dad if he could come outside and talk to her husband. My dad said no because the game was on and he could either wait until the commercial break or he could come in and apologize like a man in front of everyone who witnessed him disrespect me. She took a breath and told him how he wasn't being completely fair. She tried to bring up a previous situation, drawing likeness, and it infuriated my father. He told her how he didn't raise her to make herself small and weak for a man, and said whatever he did that made her think this is how you have a healthy relationship, he was sorry for failing her as a father. Her eyes started to water and she just stormed out without another word. When I went out to my car after the game was over, I had 2 flat tires and a broken passenger front window. Tell me he's got a Ring camera. I would still call the cops. I'd be like, it was him. Oh my God, my dad put 2 donuts on the car, used his truck to tow the car into his garage, and told me to take his other vehicle and he would get the car fixed and I could come and get it whenever I had time, but not to worry. He asked if I wanted to stay the night. I declined. I called my sister. She didn't answer. So I texted her and said a lot. But for the sake of some of it staying private, it was just I can't believe this is where we are. Loving a man should never call for destroying your family in the process. She responded by saying, that's the problem. My family is already destroyed and you aren't willing to help me put it together. I feel like at this point I can't even begin to explain to this dumb shit Stacy how fucking wrong she is. I again tried to call her after that, no answer. On the drive home, I noticed a car following me. When I was able to get a better view, I realized it was my sister's mother-in-law's car. I know this only because she has a very distinct car decal that I have literally never seen anywhere else. I freaked out and called my boyfriend, asking him to meet me back at my place. When I pulled up at home into the driveway, the car pulled in behind me. Good. Luckily, my boyfriend was turning down the street. By the time my brother-in-law got out of his mom's car and tried to walk to me, my boyfriend was running out of his car, yelling at him. Jeremiah immediately started yelling, I just wanted to apologize. I just wanted to apologize. Bullshit, Jeremiah, you fucking weirdo freak. Him and my boyfriend got into a small scuffle before he got into his mom's car and sped off. He did hit my boyfriend's car in the process. It didn't appear to be intentional, and his car is still drivable. And call the cops. Call the cops, call the cops, call the cops, cops, call the cops, call the cops, call the cops, cops. Fuck Jeremiah. That's a bitch-ass fucking move to freaking follow in someone else's car. Oh, I just wanted to apologize. So you snuck around in your mom's car, you little bitch? Y'all, we got like 8 slides to like 6, 7 slides to go. Like, this is not even close to over. And we should get the post. We should get the post. This is just fucking wild. After this, I obviously didn't feel too comfortable at home anymore. I packed a bag and went to my boyfriend's house and haven't really been back home since. My dad did add a camera and floodlight to the back door and driveway, but I'm honestly not too sure I want to go back, although I know I will have to at some point. 118. Is it still? Oh, yeah, 118 still, you see. Yikes, Heather, calm down. Although I know I will have to at some point. Yes, I reached out to my sister. No, she did not answer or respond at all that night or the day following. After that, I would notice that on one day, a red car would be following me, the next a black one. I know you may say I was scared and just thinking people were following me, but I would notice them begin to drive to the police station per instruction from my dad, just for them to then turn once the station was in sight. On Sunday, I went to brunch with a few friends to celebrate one's upcoming wedding and discuss bridal shower details. The waiter came to me and told me my husband was up front and it was an emergency. Thinking it was my boyfriend, she was just mistaken. I go up to find my brother-in-law. That sneaky son of a bitch. I approached him in an attempt to not make a scene, speaking low, asking him to leave or I would call my dad. He told me that everything just went way too far and he just wanted to apologize. Then you can pick up the phone and call me, you fucking weird ass bitch. We were kind of in the doorway and it was just awkward. People funneling in saying, excuse me. So I suggested we step out to get out of the way. No. Dumb. Tell him to leave and call you. Be like, send me a fucking email. Goodbye. When we went outside, he apologized for calling me a bitch and said he didn't really feel that way. He told me I didn't understand how hard it was for him. And I cut him off saying that how hard it was for him didn't matter to me because his behavior was becoming too chaotic and abusive to not only my sister, but everyone else. He told me that he understood how I could feel like that, but asked me to again reconsider. I wouldn't carry a lock of your hair for you, you dumbass fucking bitch. Y'all, I just skimmed, unfortunately, and it's getting worse. He reached for my stomach and I instantly stepped back and told him he needed to leave and we could set up a time to talk with my dad, but him stalking me was an issue and we could talk later or I would call the police. He grabbed a fistful of my hair as I was walking back into the restaurant saying, don't you fucking walk away from me. Honestly, I don't remember much after that. Everything just went really quickly and a few bystanders got involved. He ended up fleeing before the cops could come. A report was filed. I'm trying to calm myself down because I am so fucking mad. Physical violence in general makes me very upset. Physical violence from someone in, not even just like men versus women, but someone in a higher power, someone stronger than someone else. I'm up to 120, y'all. I am 121. My heart is racing out of my chest. Oh my God. I also know people personally to me that have been abused by men, and it just, oh my God, it just makes me want to rip my fucking shirt off to show my Superman symbol and just go beat the fuck out of everyone who has ever dared to put their fucking hands on somebody else. Oh my God. And when I tell you something, I am a scrappy ass bitch. You will never take me alive. I will scratch you. I will bite you. I will fucking pull your hair. I will fucking lick you. I will fucking pinch you. I don't give a fuck. I will fuck you up in a million annoying little ways until you drop me and then I kick your balls and then I run. Or your vagina. You could be a girl too. I'll kick you in the vag. I need to calm down, y'all. Ooh, okay. There's still more. 2 days ago, he tried to come up to my airport terminal, telling them he was my husband and there was an emergency. Same BS. He bullied at the he pulled at the restaurant. He was arrested after refusing to leave. He was, of course, bailed out and has since taken to messaging me the most vile messages. This is so messed up. Does anyone know Brand New, the band? You know that song. Anyway, what the fuck? My sister did leave after the show he put on at my job. She is currently staying with our dad, but she has been asking me to drop the charges, making excuses for him. All right, we're going to bring them in.
You are making excuses for your piece of shit, weird ass fucking bitch ass husband who grabbed your sister by the fucking hair and yanked on her? Are you fucking... Let someone touch my sister. Let someone touch my sister. I'll go to jail for a night. I'll get bailed out the next day. I'll go to jail for a night. Listen, I work for myself. I don't have to pass a fucking criminal history report, okay? I will go to fucking jail for the right reason. Fucking test me. And things like hurting my sister is one of those things that would push me too fucking far, okay? And this fucking bitch is sitting here defending that pile of fucking garbage? Fuck that. And fuck you, Stacy.
And has been very adamant that he didn't hit me at the restaurant despite my literal scalp bleeding because of how hard he yanked my hair and the small scratches I have on my neck and arm from him continuing to escalate aggressively when strangers tried to help. Some of the texts are him telling me the vile things he's going to do to me, how he'll get me pregnant and I'll be stuck with him for the rest of my life, how he knows that I'm the woman who is going to bring him a son. Did I fucking tell you? Did I fucking tell you? He's fucking weird, dude. I'm the woman who's going to bring him a son. And if I don't make it easy for him, we'll both die before he gives up. Just really concerning. I blocked his number, so all of these are coming from random text now apps. Told the police and they said there's no way to prove it's actually him. So until he acts on it, oh, good. There's nothing that can be done. I'm literally scared all the time. My boyfriend drives me to work, and on top of the regular precautions I take, more, and I can barely sleep now. I sent my sister a screenshot every time her husband messages me, and she has taken to no longer interacting. So you're just gonna bury your head in the sand, dumbass? Okay, good. That's great, Stacy. You're just a shining fucking example of what a woman and a sister and a future mother should be. I'm pissed. I'm gonna take my pulse again. Oh, my dad has asked me to stop doing this because it's beating her down, but I told him that I can't even believe she defended him during some of this, and she needs to see the harassment that her husband is committing. I feel defeated. I don't even know if me and my sister can come back from this. I feel like I've basically taken over my boyfriend's life, and I feel 125. And I feel terrible about it. He hasn't said anything, but his regular gym visits are cut sometimes if he has to pick me up or drop me off when I have to work or go anywhere else because I'm scared. Being gone for a day due to flights, I know allows him to do more of his routine, but now we're basically forced to live together, which I enjoy, but I'm not sure that he does. We got into an argument the other day about the AC temperature. I feel like my life is slowly devolving into madness and I can't breathe. I feel so bad for this girl. And she got the spine and she stood up for herself. And this dude is fucking sick. He's mentally unwell. Oh my God. Okay, let's see what those comments say. I would unblock him and silence his number so you don't get notifications. That the way the police would know he's the one sending messages is if he uses his number again. And for your sister, your relationship will never be the same again. Even if you find your way back to each other, it will still be different. And even though your father is helping you, if he says something again about you messaging your sister what her husband is writing to you, make him remember that your brother-in-law actually threatened to freaking sexually assault you and your sister is still with him, a potential fucking R-wordist. Next says, I wouldn't even say potential. This is a future R-wordist. He's completely unhinged. You're so right, OP. Should unblock and mute his number. I wonder if a lawyer would consult with her on action she can take to make a legal paper trail. Cops will still likely not intervene until he causes physical harm, even with threats. I agree with absolutely everything you said. Quite literally took the words out of my mouth. Okay, y'all, there is one final freaking update, and I don't know if you're ready. I don't know if I'm ready, but we're gonna get into it. Okay, co-host is back. Everyone say happy birthday, baby Jay. You guys want to hear what he can do? Can you clap hands? Let's see if we can get him to do it. Can you clap hands? Yay, baby. You do. Did you guys hear those two cute little claps? Anyway, let's finish up this story so I can get this boy some lunch. This has been absolutely insane, but Reddit has a place in my heart forever. I'm going to shorten this as much as I can. If you have questions, I'll answer when I can. My boyfriend realized I was looking into apartments. I absolutely was going to temporarily rent an apartment like an idiot and asked me why. I told him that I feel like he wanted his space back to himself and he proposed. I'm literally engaged and I feel a lot better about taking over his apartment, LOL. I posted in the advice Reddit explaining that my brother was escalating. He approached me in a grocery store. See, I told y'all. I unfortunately did not do well with standing up for myself there. Not my best moment. He broke into my home, did some damage in my bedroom, and broke a few things in my kitchen. He knows I love mugs and espresso machines. No, I wasn't there, and yes, cameras were installed after. I took a leave of absence from work, basically stayed holed up in my fiance's, holy crap, apartment. My sister has been ignoring my texts and not engaging with me until I got a random call. When I answered, she was on the phone sobbing. I asked her what was wrong, thinking something happened to our dad. She explained that she had been following her husband and she knew he was following me. She said she was telling me because she went to the police and they explained they were sending someone out to talk to me. We sat on the phone for 5 hours. She explained that after the hair pulling incident, her light bulb went off and she went into PI mode, explained that it got to the point where she was concerned for my safety, which is why she made the decision to go to the police. She apologized for putting so much pressure on me and said that while she would like to blame it on her husband, a tiny piece of her was actually shocked I said no. She explained that the DNA aspect doesn't matter to her. It was my brother-in-law that insisted on that, and she wanted her family to be whole. She will be staying at my home with me just temporarily until the divorce is final and the dust has settled. I'm pretty sure he won't take the divorce easy, but they do have a prenup, so it shouldn't be too difficult. What do I know? I'm not married yet. Sorry, I'm literally so excited. Oh my gosh, so cute. Sidebar, I did find out that after my father slipped and shared that my sister actually had proof that her husband burglarized my home, she apparently held on to the information because she needed to decide the right thing to do. Back to this, are we, Stacy? Back to this. He said that when she told him that, he told her she didn't have a choice and he made her go immediately. She apparently didn't put up too much of a fight. My dad feels like she just needed someone to actually say it to her for her to get it, but I'm not 100% how I feel about this. I am happy that she made the right decision in the end. The police came to my fiance's apartment the next day. They took my statement and explained to me that they wanted to simply have an agent patrol me for a day in an unmarked, and if he followed me, he would be arrested. They didn't inform me of what car was following me, but did say that it would happen immediately, so if I felt I was being followed, not to panic, basically. He was literally caught within 2 hours of me leaving my fiance's apartment. We went on a date, and literally, as we pulled into our third location, he was pulled over and arrested. I drank more margaritas than I should have that night at the restaurant. The detective did tell me I would be getting a call from the DA's office, which I assume will be tomorrow. What a dumb fucking weirdo. I told y'all he was gonna trade his wife for the twin sister. I freaking told you. Honestly, based on how all of this has gone, I doubt they'll hold him accountable much, but I am hoping that with them having his phone, there is physical proof that he was sending me the text, which will add on to his punishment. I appreciate everyone who told me to get a gun. I am actually terrified of guns. A kid from my high school was playing with a gun and killed himself mistakenly. No, it wasn't in school or anything crazy like that. It was at his home. But when we heard about it, it reinforced my fear of guns. No guns for me. But I did buy bear spray and a knife. I have my first flight back at work this week, and I'm so excited to be back to my regularly scheduled program. Today's football games were amazing, and I was able to watch them with my sister, my dad, and my fiance. I hope I don't have another reason to update this ever. Thank you all so much. Girl, do any of you feel like this is resolved? Do any of you feel content in that last update? Even the comments say, how about updating us, letting us know some happy news, or that he's in jail, that your sister apologized to you, that she gets therapy, make sure you're alive. Next says, yes, please, we need updates. Next says, especially about the wedding. Next says, sounds like a roller coaster of emotions. Good to know I'm alive, though. And last says, honestly, the update I want is her wedding planning now because we deserve a happy ending. I'm hoping this ends happily and this dude finally gets a fucking grip and a fucking life and moves the hell on. Whew, okay, y'all. I would like to know what you thought about this saga, this update, how it ended. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, we have a playlist of over 450 Am I the A-hole videos up here that you can binge. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!